Strap in, everyone. There's a lot of video coming at you today. My, what do we have here? Welcome back, everybody, to the World's Worst Fishing. I'm Chris Jones. Thanks for being here today. We have a super exciting video. It's new mold day. It's new mold release day, as it's affectionately come to be. And this is really cool because it's not just necessarily one mold. Angling AI is launching a new series of molds. Our last video, actually, we did the sort of the open pore ribbon tail worm mold, right? And in that video, I kind of explained that it's sort of a throwback to the beginnings of our hobby. You know, bare bones bait making with just a microwave, a cup, and a mold. No triple injectors, no fancy clamps or shooting stars. You know, these types of molds and this sort of, you know, minimalistic approach to bait making is really how soft plastics began. And they went even more, you know, primitive than that, you know, with just handmade silicone molds. So this is sort of a throwback to that. This is the old school top pour stickworm mold. But Josh decided to release it in 5 different sizes, 3 inches all the way up to 7 inches. And we're going to show you all of them today. We have one of each. And it's super awesome stuff because it's minimalistic, yet there's no limits to it. You can use it as obviously a top pour. It's really made for top pour, but he did vent the mold so that anyone who does a lot of injection, who maybe wants one of these molds in this size, can also use it as an injection mold. So you can do all the things that you would normally do with other stickworm injection molds with this mold as well, but you also get the benefit of being able to top pour it. And that opens up a lot of doors in terms of creativity, much like the worm from last week's video, the ribbon tail. So without too much chit chat, let's go take a look at what we've got for y'all today. All right, there they are. Awesome sight right there. And there again, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So let's take a look at the baby. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? So shiny. So shiny. And one of the reasons actually why it's so shiny is that Josh does a double pass on these. So the mold is pretty much machined twice, which gives it just an absolute brilliant finish. You know, there's no burrs or anything. All of the little rungs are incredibly clean. You know, stickworms take a long time to machine, and they take even longer to machine them to a really high standard. So, you know, stickworm molds can take a lot of machine time. So now let's take a look at the 4. Yeah. And again, super wide gates there to allow you to top pour, but you also still have a normal size injection port for you to use your injector, and you can see all the vents machined into the mold as well. So, you know, you're really getting 2 molds in one. So if you've ever like just really wanted like a 7-inch stickworm, but couldn't find one, now you can get this one, and you can have the advantage of injecting it or top pouring it. There's the 5. That is the most versatile size. Everyone loves a 5-inch stickworm. Let's take a look at the 6. Yeah, now things are getting pretty big. Absolutely amazing finish on these molds again. And then let's look at the Mondo stickworm here. Yeah, can't wait to see that one. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab some worm blend from Dead On Plastics there, and we're going to start with just basically a single solid color. And we're going to fill every single mold, every single cavity in just a solid color at first, just to sort of be able to get each size bait in hand, show it to you, and just sort of kind of compare how the worms look and feel, and just kind of give you sort of a way to really see the size in the hands. Alright, yeah, we're just going to start with some old school June bug for the old school top pour stick bait mold. And just a little bit of black grape base here. And this is no stranger to World's Worst Fishing. Lure Works black grape pigment. Love the stuff. So, just gonna mix that in. Let's see, where's my green flake? Yeah, here we go. Then just some little emerald green flake. We'll just probably stick to just this size, the 0.015 for today's June bug. Alright. That's a big half teaspoon right there. That's what I like to call a smidge and a half, because that's a lot. So let's see how this is looking. Should look pretty gorgeous. Yeah. You know, I'm thinking this mold, well, some of these molds, the 6 and the 7, they're going to drink a lot of plastic. So I have almost 2 cups worth of plastisol measured out here to try to get all these filled. So, in any event... Oh, sorry. This is the little green, the 0.008. My bad. Thought it was the 0.015. Grabbed the wrong flake. No big deal. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. And now, we get to mess it up with salt. So, we have our salt here. Okay. Let's dump it in. Lots of salt. True form for a stick bait. Gotta have a lot of salt in there. Here comes the moisture bubbles. True to form though, we're making stick worms. Most people are going to make them with salt. So that's what we're going to do today. Alright, let's try to get a few of these things filled. And I'm going to try to... how should I do my camera angles here? Let's just kind of start with this one. Yeah, I think I can get the right angle here. Yeah, just want to aim for the center, and what's really great about the fact that they have the big sprues here for the injector is it sort of acts like a sprue extender, which allows the cavity to drink plenty of plastic as it fills in. And we're basically just letting gravity do the work, which this will virtually eliminate denting. A lot of stick bait molds, you know, the complaints that you see is, oh, I'm getting dents, I'm getting dents. You know, and that's because they're big fat sticks of plastic where the plastic has a lot of cool down. This, doing it this way, sort of eliminates that. In theory at least, you know, so we will find out. However, it's time to move on to the 4-inch here. So we'll start with that one right there. Definitely drinks a little more on that one. Definitely. Uh-oh, I plugged it up. Don't think that one's gonna work, y'all. Gotta pour it accurately. You want to get it down into the center. You don't want to accidentally cover the gate in a plastic skin. And you can see that one's still drinking. We'll top it off and hope that it fills itself in, but I'm not sure that it will. Alright, in the interest of time, I went ahead and filled in the 5. Now let's do one of the 6s. See if we can get this big old thing to fill in. Yeah. Man, I'm just thinking of so many great possibilities for these molds. Oh no, y'all see that? The cup stream started moving around, messed me up. Probably best to use the 1 cup size Pyrex, but I knew that I wanted to fill every mold in this color. So I needed a lot of plastic. Let's try this one down here. Got it. Alright, now we're going to do one of the big 7s on camera for y'all. See if we can get it. Literally sounds like I'm filling up a glass. Wow. That baby drinks. Alright, new mold. First reveal, we're going to get out the little 3-incher. Drum roll, please. Oh, kicked my shop light. Alright, let's get her open. See how she did. The 7-inch and the 6-inch are so big, I'm going to allow them some extra cure time. Or time to set up. Just such a big cavity of plastic. Oh yeah, look at that. That is sweet. Alright. Let's get one out. I may have gone a little dark with the color. A little too much maybe a little too much black grape. But check out the size of the worm. Just an itty bitty thing, huh? Alright, well, one is not like the others. That one of the 4s that I just completely messed up. I completely messed up. But the other ones are looking pretty snazzy, so let's get one out. There it is. Here it is up next to the 3. Yeah. Lots of good size options here with these that I'm really excited about. So again, there are the 3s. Little tiny 3s, and then here are the 4s. We'll go ahead and get these sprues off there. Yeah, check it out. Looking good, looking good. Yeah, perfect run on the 5s. Yes, sir. Man, I know it's hard to gauge size, but these 6s are mega. That is I mean, look at that. This is a humongous worm. Filled in wonderfully. You know, again, one of the, I think, advantages of top pouring it and just letting gravity do the work is, you know, it really cuts out some of the denting issues that people can have with large cavity baits with injection. So, again, there are the 6s. You can see just the finish on the worm is absolutely outstanding. And that goes to going the extra mile in terms of machine time. We'll get out the 7s here. I do think I flubbed one of these as well. So not bad, 25 cavities, and I think I had 3 screw-ups. So, you know, it just takes a steady hand and a little bit of practice, like any form of hand pouring. So I'm really anxious to learn more and to try to improve a little bit. Yeah, you can see this one has a little bit of a dent going on, as does that one. So it may be maybe that the plastic. Ooh, you know what? That was the bottom of the cup. That one's almost all salt. Yeah, no wonder that didn't pour right. All right, but yeah, the other ones all look pretty good. Here's the size. You can just see this thing is absolutely massive. Here it is. This will be funny. Here it is up next to the 3. All right, there it is. One of each. Give you a little size comparison there. Alright, we're going to mix up 2 colors now for a little divider cup action. I always like to mix them up into separate cups so that I can just kind of get the temperatures where I want them with the plastic. Sometimes the microwave won't cook both sides of your divider cup perfectly even. And so you might scorch one side but the other side's undercooked. And if you want to learn how to make a divider cup like this for your hand pouring efforts at home, I do have a video all on how to make your own divider cup, so you can find that in my channel history, and that will show you the way. So I'm thinking maybe a green and a brown swirl stickworm. Might be kind of cool. Who knows what that's going to look like. We'll probably darken the brown with a few drops of black there. Ugh, I need to clean off my, man, pigment just gets everywhere. Alright, let's try a few of these with the divider cup. So let's try to get our stream going nice and even there. Yeah. Just fill it in and just let the thermal blending do the work. Hopefully these look okay. I have not a clue how this is going to turn out. So we are learning together. Like I said, I have very minimal knowledge on, or sorry, not minimal knowledge, well, minimal experience. I didn't really practice ahead of time. I poured a few of them just to get familiar with the mold, but I didn't really do much experimenting. I wanted to kind of come into the video with a pretty fresh perspective on it, not really knowing too much in terms of experience. We can kind of shake the cup, see if that helps. So what we've done here is we've got the 3, the 5, and the 7. So we just kind of took the odd sizes. Now let's try one of the Beast 7s here. Yeah. Shake the cup a little bit. See if that kind of layers things in there a little different. Yeah, check that out. Lots of random swirly effects. Some are well, I'm getting tongue-tied here. What I'm trying to say is they're all sort of different. No two bait really feel the same, you know, like look at those two right there. Really unique layering happening on those. This one had more like vertical striations in it, right? Awesome stuff. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Just a simple, just load 2 colors in the divider cup and just let it fly. Get a little glamour pan here. 7s, the 5s, and the 3s. And you know, that's just one simple idea out of potentially thousands that you could come up with. Pretty cool. We'll get one out. I really like what happened on this one. Look at that. It's so randomly wonderful, you know, and that's what's fun about the divider cup, is you always get cool effects. No two baits are ever the same. Okay everybody, so we've looked at just a single color, simple single color. We've done a divider color, a divider cup swirl. Now let me show you a cool way to do some sort of capsuled layered laminates. I think this will be a really fun way to do laminates, a little different than just 2 colors, 2 streams. We're actually going to capsule them in a laminate, if that makes sense. And I think this will be really cool, and I think it really opens the door to a lot of neat options with this mold. Okay, so we've got sort of a dark blue, right? We basically just took some blue, mixed in some black and a little bit of white, and we just threw in some copper flake right there. Yeah, there it is right there, copper 0.035. And this is essentially going to be our shell, okay? So this is going to be 1/2 of the bait, essentially. And we're going to get there by capsuling, okay? So we're going to capsule just like we would any other capsule. We're basically just going to fill in half of a mold cavity, all right? Oop. Fill it in and dump it out. Just like that. No different than any other bait that we capsule. Alright. Let it all run out. I think we're there. We're about there. Okay, and that's what we're left with. Left with a nice shell of plastic that we can work with. And we'll sort of make sure that that gate is open enough to pour the body of the bait. But that's essentially it. We're essentially doing half the worm, okay? And then we're just going to fill it in with another color, which is going to look cool behind that blue, and it will serve as the other half of the bait. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that a lot. Simple stuff. You know, it just takes a little bit of time to do it. But what we can do is go ahead and close the molds. Now I'm doing these in the bigger sizes. It's just a little bit more room to play with. This is the 6 and the 7. Alright, we've got some silver pearl that is hot. Let's see if we can do this, y'all. We're really gonna take our time. We want it to be hot so that it fills in and so that we get a really good bond. Yeah. That stuff is absolutely screaming. That is hot, hot, hot. Yeah. I think this will be cool. This will be, I think this will be a cool way to demonstrate just one extra thing that you can do with a mold like this. You know, this is going to look sort of like a traditional laminate in that the bait will be split, but you'll have that extra little layer of depth that you get from the capsule effect. Alright, now we're going to inject one for y'all, as promised. Now, you know, these are really made for top pour, so there's only 2 bolts, so flashing can be not necessarily a problem, but something that you need to be aware of. You know, if you're an injection guy that has some sort of a clamp system that you use, you know, obviously clamp these up, they'll run like any injection mold, but just to use them singular like this, you really want to inject them soft. Yeah, there it is. Now this is cool. Check it out. Nice laminate, yet it's all hand poured. Absolutely beautiful. And you can see just sort of some of the depth there. You can see that silver pearl playing on the blue a little bit. It actually brightens it. So now let's get one of the 7s out. Yeah, look at that. It pretty much ensures you get a perfect laminate doing it this way. It almost looks like you've used a laminate plate. And you know, normally I like laminates to sort of blend a little more than just have a straight line. But doing it this way, because of the capsule effect, you do get some sort of depth and illusion to it that you would not get with a traditional laminate, with your dual injector or with a laminate plate. So, you know, that's a really, really great way to do a little more with a traditional just 2-color laminate by adding that extra layer of layering, so to speak. Look at that. And you know, it's really simple. Capsule it, fill it in with the body color, and now you have perfect laminates every time that have a little bit more going on than just 2 colors. There's a little bit of depth to it that you know can really appreciate in person. Yeah, there we go with those injections. That's actually a sweet color. I basically just blended 2 orange remelts and have a really, really nice orange there. Yeah, there it is. Hello everybody. You can see me in the background here. Yep, injects really, really, really well. And yeah, there again. No limits to what you can do with it. Alright, so let's talk about a few other options that I think a bait maker can take advantage of with a mold like this. And you know, there's just so many things that have come to my mind since I've gotten my hands on these molds. And I started thinking, you know, if a top pour mold like this allows you to place color pretty much where you want, then you could place other things where you want, right? So think about this for a second. Think about a Nico rig, right? You basically take a Senko or a stick worm, you shove a nail weight in one side of it. Well, what's to stop you from placing your sinking additive where you want? Maybe pour only the first, you know, 1.5 to 2 inches with a really extreme salt concentration, and then the rest of the body in floating plastic, or the rest of the body in just neutral plastic, or even the dead-on sinking blend, but most of your weight is down here, so you sort of have a built-in Nico rig. All your weight is going to change the way that your worm is going to react in the water. You could also drop some beads down there. You could even capsule a layer and stick a rattle in it, right? And then close your mold, then pour over it, and then you have an internal rattle, but you get to choose where you place it. With a normal injection mold where the cavities are going this way rather than this way, you can still do those things, but the force of the injection and the pressures may dislodge them. And with injection, you really can't control where your salt or your sinking additive goes. So those are just a few things off the top of my head that you can really do correctly in a mold like this that I think gives you even more options to tailor a stick bait exactly how you want it in terms of sound and where your sinking additive goes to get a desired effect in the water. Okay, so we're actually going to try that. The cup on the left has an exorbitant amount of salt in it. Like an absolute laughable amount of salt. It's probably 50-50. It's probably literally half and half. And the cup on the right does not have any salt, but we're going to add this blue flake to get just a nice traditional black and blue flake for the body portion, okay? So what we're going to do is try to pour them in tandem. Alright, so we're going to take the cup with all the salt, alright, just like this. Let me zoom in maybe just a smidge. So we're just going to maybe pour like 2 seconds worth of this. So here we go. 1, 2, done. Come in immediately behind it so that we get a good bond. Fill it in with the black with blue flake. And hopefully there will be a little bit of differentiation. You'll see the solid black bottom, and then the black with blue flake top. So 1, 2, alright. Come in, fill up the body. And so what we're doing here is placing our sinking additive essentially in the tips of the worms, and I think that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, thought this would be kind of a cool thumbnail, sort of give you a size reference and show you one of each in different sizes there, going from 3 all the way up to 7. Very cool, very cool. Alright, filling up a little test tank here, which is going to weigh 1,000,000 pounds, so we're just going to have to film everything right here outside, but hey, that's okay. Alright everybody, so we're going to do a little tank test here. And what we have are the 2 6-inchers, because I have a 6-incher in June bug, which is one of the first ones that we did, with just solid salt throughout the bait, okay? And then we have the split salt bait that we just did, okay? Where the salt is all in the bottom third of the bait. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, drop in the June bug 6. Awesome. As you can see, it pretty much falls flat the whole way. Now let's see what happens when we do the other one. It should sort of glide to the side where the weight is, which should be to the left, I believe. So let's see what happens here. Ah, see that? Yeah, it went off to the side. Alright, now let's do it to the other side. Isn't that cool? Alright, now we're going to try to drop them sort of at the same time, just to get a side by side. Yeah, that right there says it all. The June bug falls straight to the bottom, and then our sort of built-in Nico rig runs way off to the left. Awesome stuff there. And that's just one thing that you can do. Yeah, not a bad spread. Lots of stuff there. Hope y'all have enjoyed. Check out the molds available from Angling AI, and yeah, have lots of fun. You have a ton of options at your disposal, and I think everyone will be doing some cool stuff. Make those baits great, everybody. Well, we are out of here. It is hotter than anything I can even think to describe, so I'm ready to go inside. But I hope y'all have enjoyed the video. Super awesome, a whole series of sizes of molds all in one drop. Yeah, I've never made a 3-inch stickworm before, right? You know, the closest thing would be a Ned, and I've never had really big ones. I've never had a 6 or a 7-inch. The 7 is absolutely massive. So, you know, me personally, just for my own tackle box and probably Happy Jack as well, really excited to have some of those larger sizes. Just we like to throw big baits, at least here in Florida. So really looking forward to, if I ever go fishing again, to using those. And you know, again, the molds provide you a ton of opportunity. This was just a snapshot. I hope y'all enjoyed. Definitely check out Angling AI molds. They're doing some awesome stuff right now, particularly over with the ribbon tails. You know, there's going to be more sizes of that coming out. A great budget option mold that allows you to do so much. You know, same with these stickworms here. There's no limits. So with that, we're out of here. We'll see you in the next video.